Hey guys, I'm back. If you've been watching any of these videos, they're all getting recorded on the same day. Don't know when I'm uploading them. But I'm sick, as you can hear and see. It's like 70 degrees, 20 Celsius for those of you who don't live in America. And I have on sweatshirt, an undershirt, this fleece thing because I'm sick and cold, even though it's very humid and very sunny outside. And I'm like, why? But I wanted to talk to you guys about being Black in Spain and some of the microaggressions I've dealt with here, because it's nothing I've really talked about before. Yeah, and it's perfect because it's Carnival season. I want to insert a clip and you can see why I'm saying that. Yeah. So guys, it's the first night of Carnival. It's not even 10 o'clock yet and we've already had our first Blackface sighting. Let's see how many we see throughout the night. So I want you all to remember I'm American. I'm a Black American who is someone who is descended of people who were enslaved on American soil. So that colors my relationship with racism and the US. And I grew up in the South. I grew up in Florida, partially in Tennessee, but mainly in Florida. And I went to University in North Carolina, which is the real South. Florida, North Carolina, it's country, it's South. But yeah, so that like I'm used to like very bold, blatant racism. Yeah, American racism is very different. It's bold, blatant, especially Southern racism, but it's also very institutionalized. And in Spain, I have dealt with racism. It's very different from the American racism. I don't have that sense of fear that I had in the US. Like if I'm just like out and about living my life, like I could die, like someone would kill me or call the cops. Like very much Americans have PTSD from all the BS that we deal with stateside with race and police brutality and gun violence and stuff. So I will say I feel safer and calmer, even though I do live somewhere where there are not a lot of Black people. That said, there are more Black people in my specific town than there are in certain parts of Spain. There are 2 hair shops where I could find Black people hair things. There's Black Dominicans and Venezuelans and Colombians and Brazilians, and who else? Panamanians. There's a large Senegalese population here. I've met people from other parts of West Africa. I have not met any Nigerians, which is weird because you can normally find a Nigerian anywhere. They haven't made it here yet, but I'm sure they're coming. So yeah, but all that being said and all of my rambling, there's like Black people here. So I will see at least, let's say I'll see at least 5 Black people a day, maybe 10, depending on what part of town I'm in. So it's not bad. Some of them are the same Black people, but I'll see them. And I just saw a new Black person yesterday and I was like, wow, where'd you come from? There's more coming here. But I would say, my American privilege shields me from a lot of things, because passport privilege is real and xenophobia is real. And when people hear me speak or see me with other Americans or other English speakers, they're nicer to me, they're kinder to me, they're more willing to help me, more patient with my Spanish and me talking through things. They think it's cool that I'm an English teacher. So passport privilege is real. And most of the racism that I experienced has actually been xenophobia, of them thinking I'm coming from another country, either to start a better life, which technically I am, but I come from what they deem as a poor country or uneducated country or a violence-stricken country, which, I mean, have you seen America and all our mass shootings? And that I'm here to like leech off their system, which once again, I technically am doing because their government is paying me and providing me free healthcare and I'm really not doing anything. But the Americanness is my shield. And for the most part, people are just very nice and kind to me. I have had incidents like when I was in the grocery store, Like, I've been with other Americans and their chip card didn't work and they asked them to see ID, which is normal. But I've only been asked, not them. And I've seen that happen more than once. Kind of like check to make sure that it was me and not using someone else's card. Like, I've walked in a store with other people who have had bags, and they only asked me to leave my bag at the door, not them. I luckily have had friends who have said, I was just in here with a backpack and you didn't say anything to me, and I'm walking around the store and seeing everyone with their large shopping bags, with my little bag held at the front. I've been at restaurants where where everyone else has gotten to order, and then they come back to me at the end, even though I'm like right in the line. It's a little microaggressions like that, which I'm used to in America. I pick my battles. Sometimes I want to argue, sometimes I don't. And even when I know sometimes like my Spanish is not making sense, I will still argue about something that I feel is unjust, because some days I just don't feel like being mistreated and I want to speak up and be vocal about it. And that's how I am in the US. But you pick your battles. You pick when you want to have your patience or not have patience for things and offer grace or not. I will say this has happened like where I lived. I've traveled to Barcelona and Madrid and I haven't experienced anything like that. But it also could be like the places I'm in, my social settings, who I've been with, that shielded me from that. I had a friend in Sevilla. She did not have a good time at all. She told me when she came to visit me, she's seen more Black people than I did. I mean, where I lived than she did. And I'm in like a very small, well, not small, Galicia isn't small, but it's like most people don't come here. Even Spaniards don't come here, part of Spain. That's kind of cut off from the rest of the country. Yeah, I would say like my most difficult time has been this year at the new school that I'm at. Like I had the little kids, they kept calling me the Black teacher and rubbing my face and looking at their hands and being surprised that the paint didn't come off because clip. Blackface. Oh, real, like they've never seen a real Black person before, only Blackface. And them asking me, like, some of it is childhood innocence, like, oh, why is your skin Black? And I'll be like, well, why is your skin white? Because I've been your teacher since October. Why are we in February and you're still asking me this? And like the one child in particular, the one who kept asking me why I was Black, her parents don't speak to me, they speak to everyone else. And so that's frustrating. And with the kids, I have grace and patience because I'm like, you're growing. You live in a very, very small, I don't even want to call it a town, like, but it is. It's a very small town, a pueblo, like a little rural countryside area. You're not going to see Black people. So I have more grace and patience, and I use it as a learning opportunity. And with the kids, like they ask things about my hair, like you've changed it, and I'll show them videos of how I've done things. But it can be exhausting and annoying, especially someone like rubbing your face and asking, why are you Black? Why are you white, little child? We're all different. Yeah. But those are the things that are annoying. The Blackface is really, really annoying around this time of the year. And I was actually planning to escape to Portugal to avoid it, but I'm sick. Yeah, like literally we went out on Thursday night and we went out in my friend's apartment for a good minute, and we just see this group of women in their like I want to say it's traditional Colombian dress, the wraps and stuff, and they're painted brown and Black. Yeah, so there's that. And I saw yesterday, I was in a parade at work with the kids, and it's the other kids from the other schools were coming back. There were some brown face and black face, and I mean, like, really, the children, you're really putting your children in blackface. Like, it starts young. And there's like this whole defensive thing. Like, some people are like, no, it shouldn't happen, and others are like, it's our culture and we're not the US. We didn't have slavery here. No, you just enslaved like a good chunk of the world. You enslaved an entire continent and part of the Caribbean and other countries. And then you went over to another country, I'm talking about the Philippines, and then you were their oppressor as well. But we're not racist like that. So there's like a denial that racism exists in Spain. And anytime I talk about having racist experience, people are always so shocked. I'm like, oh, it must have been a misunderstanding. A lot of Spaniards are. Yeah, but if you talk to anyone who is Black or brown, they'll more than likely have some kind of other experience That being said, would I say don't come to Spain because it's racist? No. I'm more likely to tell you don't go to America because it's racist. And that you're more likely to end up encountering some harsh form of racism or xenophobia or just terrible encounter than you would here. Yeah. I feel safe in Spain. I feel safe in my city, like safe to walk alone at night, things like that. I didn't think that I would never do in the States, like never, just because of the safety factor. But yeah, but I won't say that it's like this racist, oppressive place. But again, remember, I'm coming from American privilege that really shields me. And I use that privilege because for the first time I get to be American first and not Black first, which I technically still am, because until I open my mouth, no one knows I'm American. Although people have said like the way I dress very American, but still like having that privilege, it does put me at ease and comfort, and I can't deny my passport privilege in navigating the space. But yeah, if you're thinking about moving here, I'd love to know what you think. If you have any questions, if you've lived in Spain, if you've been to Spain and, you've had anything happen to you or you've had good experience, I would also like to know. Like I tell people, racism and anti-Blackness is global. It's everywhere. You're going to experience it. You just gotta figure out what type of racism you want to deal with and put up with. Like what can you handle? What's your limit? And then know where you fit in and want to go from there. Right now, I'm fine with dealing with Spaniard racism over American racism. A lot of it more is just like teaching people about things, having to remind them. Some of them, like when they ask, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, America. And they go, no, where are you from? They go, America. They're like, no, where are your ancestors from? And I'm like, slavery. And then there's like awkwardness. Like, yeah, guys, it was a thing. Your country was part of it. Oh, that's another thing. This video's not over. So anytime I tell them from Florida, like the older people, like, like we like accepted, we like freed, we like accepted freed people. And I'm like, yeah, but you also were like enslaving others in other countries. Like that's their thing. Like, oh yeah, in America, we didn't have slavery there. No, you just had it in the Caribbean and Latin America. Yeah. Yeah, guys. But that's all. I hope this video was helpful to some of you. I need to take medicine and read a book. But yeah, like I said, let me know if you have any questions or you want to share your experience, and I will try to cut some of this down. And if you have other questions, I'm open to making another video. But thanks so much for watching. Bye.